The trailing technique. The trailing technique is used for indoor orientation only. You don't want to be trailing outdoors. You're not going to be trailing along building lines, trailing along walls outdoors. This is purely for indoors. It's really a familiarization technique, so you can use it to get around an indoor environment and explore that environment safely and in a systematic manner. And the idea is that I'm going to keep in contact with this wall at all times. So my trailing hand, being my right hand here, is put with my back of my hand, the knuckles here against the wall, fingers curled in. Fingers must be curled in, because like you can see on this wall there are pins. If the fingers aren't curled in, then they're going to go up my fingernails, and that's not going to be a pleasant experience. So I'm going to keep my fingers curled in and my thumb down and the back of my hand against the wall. It's not pushed hard against the wall, it's just gently touching the wall as I go along. So I push hard, it's going to take the skin off my knuckles. Just a gentle touch, and as I walk along, I keep my arm out in front of me. People vary slightly, sometimes it's a little bit lower down to waist height, sometimes it's a little bit higher, but you're looking to get it roughly around this area. It has to maintain its distance from me, so that when I find something, I have enough time to stop. If as I'm walking along my hand begins to creep back here, as you can see I'm going to get very close to obstacles when I find them, like if there's a pillar coming out, if there's a door sticking out, I'm going to find that quite quickly. The further my arm is out, the more time I've got and the more chance I've got of not colliding with something. I don't need to stand too close to the wall. Relatively close, but not so my shoulders touching or not so my elbows touching. Just the back of the hand, and as I'm walking along, I maintain the fingers out in front of me as I go, and I find something. As you see here, there's a small table. It has its limitations. I'm not going to be able to find obstacles that are low down, and equally, I'm not going to find obstacles sticking out at head height. So I could use some upper body protection if needed at particular times. If I knew it was an environment where there were obstacles at head height, I would have my upper body protection out. If not, I can use my trailing technique on its own, or equally, I could use lower body protection if needed to. But as you'll see on some of the other videos, lower body protection has its limitations as well. So that's the trailing technique. Again, just to go over that quickly again, it's really used for indoor orientation. So I could travel around a room systematically and locate obstacles along the wall, doors, windows, things like that. That's the trailing technique.